He is. I can feel where he is.
Oh, he's right down there.
Yep.
I need to get her that spot.
Good morning and salutations, everyone. This is my little boy. He's going to be joining us on the scriptures this morning. And this
Not for long.
is Silly Sam.
Not for long. I might play with him.
This is our new addition to our little animal family. Say hi, Sam.
Sam, say hi.
He is a hamster. He's a Syrian hamster. They are from Syria, a specific place in Syria called Apala.
Jeez, I didn't know they were named after their... Wait, okay,
they are nocturnal and they sleep in 10 to 12 minute cycles. Does it not rain? I don't know. We can look it up. Hold on. Let's see.
Because I think I pretended to make it rain. He just
Syrian hamsters. They're called the golden hamster or Syrian hamster, but he is or they call them teddy bear hamsters, but he is a black bear Syrian hamster, which the black bear ones are the kindest, the most domicile. Woof.
No, I don't want him up here. That's fine.
Look.
He sniffed him. No, he needs to get used to the smell. So that's why he sniffed him.
Don't try to eat him.
Don't.
Oh, and I ordered your ball last night.
Hey.
It should be here Friday.
Remember the other one's out?
Yeah.
You can play videos on streams.
Oh, Survival in the Wild.
You can watch YouTube videos, on streams.
Yep.
Can you watch that?
Not right now, because it would be copyrighted.
Ooh, no, it's not.
Where'd he go? Is he in your... Yep.
No,
right.
Because you can watch stuff.
Survival in the Wild. Following Professor Aharini's collection in 1930, he collected a mama who had 11 babies.
I'm keeping them in there.
And he shipped them all over the world to be researched. Only infrequent sightings. And did you know that this particular hamster is extinct in the wild?
No way.
Yep.
I got a rare hamster.
Finally, to confirm the current existence of the wild golden hamster in northern Syria and the southern Turkey, 2 expeditions were carried out in September 1997 and March 1999. The researchers found and mapped 30 burrows. None of the inhabited burrows contained more than 1 adult. The team caught 6 females and 7 males. 1 female was pregnant and gave birth to 6 pups. All these 19 caught golden hamsters, together with 3 wild individuals from the University of Aleppo, were shipped to Germany to form a new breeding stock.
There he is. He's in my shirt.
Observations of the females in the wild population have revealed, contrary to laboratory populations, that activity patterns are crepuscular rather than nocturnal, possibly to avoid nocturnal predators such as owls. So what does crepuscular mean? Crepuscular means...
Stop getting near him like he's food.
They're active during the twilight period. Do you know what the twilight period is?
3 a.m.
Dusk to sunset. So right as the sun is setting and right as the sun is rising. So the fact that he's awake this morning...
Dusk till dawn.
No, it's dusk to sunset and dawn to sunrise. Or sunrise to dawn. It's the twilight hours. Those in-between hours.
No, I know that saying.
The witching hours.
I know that saying.
From dusk till dawn. From dusk till dawn means...
No, from that Roblox thing, Robloxia till dawn. They just shifted it to Robloxia, not dusk. That's an FNF mod or something.
Hey, little guy. We have to put you back in your little tank with your human.
No.
Your human's gonna take you to your room.
Yeah. Because I want to be on the stream. I want to watch the odd ones out. Remember the
I know, I can't watch the odd ones out on stream, though.
Yeah, you can.
Not this stream, sweetheart.
Do a video reacting to his video. Do a stream reacting to his videos, please. Just don't send that one to YouTube.
Alright, hold on. This morning, where's my sound volume? Alright, that's up. So let's listen to the Holy Quran this morning first.
ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون.
It's Aramaic, or not Aramaic, but it's.
Come on, get my shirt.
That's what the Muslims speak.
He's on my head. You picked the wrong section, buddy. You picked it.
Is your armpit now?
Why is he in my armpit? Get him out. Oh.
Coming. Stand up. We'll put him back in your pocket.
Okay.
His little nuts are hanging out. Look at those big old nuts. Look at that's how you can tell if it's a boy. You see those nuts?
They look like butt cheeks.
They look like butt cheeks.
Hopefully we don't get demonetized.
Demonetized. I'm not even monetized yet.
No, on YouTube.
Well, anyway, that Quran reading says, "And be not like those who forget Allah, or God, and whom He has consequently caused to forget their own souls. It is they that are the rebellious. Those who've forgotten who God is, have forgotten their own souls, forgotten their own hearts." The daily Torah study, we'll get to that. Bible verse of today is, "He is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers." Psalms 1:3. Knocking over RC, huh? Come on now, bye. Oh. Come here. Huh?
The first couple words I heard in my video last night, you might want to mute your mic for this.
Children, I love them. We don't have to go headphones. Yeah, we're gonna need those this morning, huh? Oh, I did not. I did, but I did not.
Oh, I know where it is.
You know where it is? Too high for you to reach.
Why does it have to be on the other one?
I don't need to take it right now. Right, prayer. Dear God, Holy One of Heaven, I delight in you and your truths. I find refreshment in your abiding spirit. I choose the truth of your promise for refreshment and strength for the challenging passages in life, and for bearing fruit in the seasons that you seek it from me. In your holy name I pray. I trust. Amen. I need to clean my shelves. They're kind of messy. Alright. We're on to God calling. Today is January 27th. Can you believe that there's only 4 days left in this month? Not counting today. 4 days left. January 27th. The height of the storm. Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life. John 6:68. I am with you both. Go forward unafraid. Health and strength, peace and happiness and joy, they are all my gifts. Yours for the asking. In the spiritual, as in the material world, there is no empty space. And as self and fears and worries depart out of your lives, it follows that the things of the Spirit that you crave so rush in to take their places. All things are yours, and ye are Christ's, and Christ is God's. What a wonderful cycle, because ye are God, because you are God's. Be not afraid, fear not. It is to the drowning man the rescuer comes. To the drowning man the rescuer comes. To the brave swimmer, to the brave swimmer who can fare well alone, he comes not. And no rush of joy can be like that of a man towards his rescuer. Think of that. It is those that are drowning that need the rescuer. Those that are lost that need to be found. Those that are downtrodden that need a savior. But those who think that they know everything, oh, I don't need to be told about God. I know who God is. I know. Or who think that they can take this Bible and use it to their will, according to their will. That's a lot of what Christians do these days. Sadly. It's a lot of what the government does. Those people that go to church every week, never miss a service, have money to buy the treats at these churches so that they can contribute to the church, put it in the offering plate. Seriously, that's what it was there for. Those people that it seems like their whole life is perfect. Those aren't the ones that that need God to rescue them. They already got it, right? They're like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. You can't tell them nothing. Sadly, those are the ones that might discover these videos and say that I'm blaspheming. Which is sometimes why I get discouraged. But I have to know that God is speaking through me. It is part of my method to wait till the storm is at its full violence. So did I with my disciples on the lake. I could have bidden the first angry wave to be calm, the first gust of wind to be still, but what a lesson unlearned. What a sense of tender nearness of refuge and safety would have been lost. Jesus was sleeping on that boat when the storm came. They woke him up and said, Teacher, what are we going to do? Remember this, my disciples thought in sleep I had forgotten them. Remember how mistaken they were. Gain strength and confidence and joyful dependency and anticipation for that. Never fear. Joy is yours, and the radiant joy of the rescued shall be yours. Even when God sleeps, he remembers us. They remember us. Our Daily Stoic says, it's just been a long time since you read me. I know. The 3 areas of training. There are 3 areas in which the person who would be wise and good must be trained. The first has to do with desires and aversions, that a person may never miss the mark in desires, nor fall into what repels them. The second has to do with impulses, to act and not to act, and more boldly with duty, that a person who may act deliberately for good reasons and not carelessly. The third has to do with freedom from deception and composure and the whole area of judgment, the assent our mind gives to its perceptions. Of these areas, the chief and most urgent is the first, which has to do with the passions, for strong emotions arise only when we fail in our desires and aversions. Epictetus. The first one was the most important. It says, the first has to do with desires and aversions, that a person may never miss the mark in desires, nor fall into what repels them. Today, let's focus on the 3 areas of training that Epictetus laid out for us. First, we must consider that what we should desire and what we should be averse to. Why? So that we want what is good and avoid what is bad. We have to know what we like and don't like, because if we don't know what we like and we don't know what we don't like, we may live a miserable life in dwelling in what we don't like and wonder why we are miserable. But if we know what we like and we dwell on those, we maybe have a more joyful life. So, what we want is good and avoid what is bad. It's not enough to just listen to our body, because our attractions often lead us astray. Next, we must examine our impulses to act, that is, our motivations. Are we doing things for the right reasons? Or do we act because we haven't stopped to think? Or do we believe that we have to do something? Finally, there is our judgment. Our ability to see things clearly and properly comes when we use our great gift from nature, reason. These are 3 distinct areas of training, but in practice, they are inexorably intertwined. Our judgment affects what we desire. Our desires affect how we act, just as our judgment determines how we act. But we can't just expect this to happen. We must put real thought and energy into each area of our lives. If we do, we will find real clarity and success. That's what January was all about, is clarity. Clarity of mind. The Daily Torah comes from Exodus 10:12 through 10:23. This is the 8th plague, which is locusts. And Moses put out his hand and locusts came. Locusts are like giant grasshoppers. And the Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now therefore, please forgive my sin only this once, and entreat the Lord your God that he may take away from me this death only. And the Lord turned a very strong wind and took the locust out of Egypt. But then the 9th plague came, and that was darkness. What's ironic is this reflects in the New Testament. Right before Christ died, the world was thrown into darkness. In the middle of the day, a darkness came on the land. And this says, and the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, darkness which may even be felt. Can you imagine that day that Jesus died? That darkness in the world. It had to be so heavy. So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. And when Jesus was crucified, it was 3 hours. They did not see one another, nor did anyone raise from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings, because they had the light of God. And the next plague that hit Egypt was the death of the firstborn. Well, now if we reflect that into the New Testament and the crucifixion, the darkness came for 3 hours, and then the firstborn of heaven was killed. Just something to think of. Well, firstborn of heaven killed on earth because he was the firstborn of God on earth. And then Psalms 120 through 134. Oh, forgot. Psalms 119 is really long. That was probably yesterday. Psalms 120 is the plea for relief from bitter foes. In my distress I cried to the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. Psalms 121, God, the help of those who seek him. My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. That's a good song. That's the song we're going to sing today. Oh, that's good. That is the song. Yes. All right. Perfect. And we were talking about the storm. The song is called Praise You in Storm. Connected. I already hear it in my head. And I will praise you in this storm. Alright. Psalms 122 is the joy of going to the house of the Lord. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they prosper who love you. Psalms 123, prayer for relief from contempt. Behold, as the eyes of servant look to the hand of their master, as the eyes of a maid to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God, until he has mercy on us. Psalms 124, the Lord, the defense of his people. Psalms 125, the Lord, the strength of his people. 126, joyful return to Zion. 127, laboring and prospering with the Lord. Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Psalms 128 is blessings of those who fear the Lord. Psalms 129, songs of victory over Zion's enemy. Psalms 130, waiting for the redemption of the Lord. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits, and in his word I do hope. Psalms 131, simple trust in the Lord. Surely I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with his mother. Psalms 132, the eternal dwelling of God in Zion. Lord, remember David and all his afflictions. Psalms 133, blessed unity of the people of God. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And Psalms 134, praising the Lord in his house at night. Behold, bless the Lord, all you servants of the Lord, who by night stand in the house of the Lord. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary and bless the Lord who has made heaven and earth. Bless you from Zion. The daily Bhagavad Gita today says, O descendants of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling at the midst of both armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Why lament for the living? They are alive. They have opportunity to change and learn. Why lament for the dead? They have passed on. They have completed their mission here on earth. And they are in the dwellings with the Lord. The Kabbalin. Oh, I have to click through all these. Clickety click click. By the way, that is what the quote is from. The universe is mental, held in the mind of the all. We get that from the Kabbalin. Basically, that can be applied to Christian, any religion, really. The universe is mental. We are all in the mind of God. We are all in the mind of the all. The universe is mental, and it's held together by the mind of God, or the all, Allah, whatever you wish to call it. We dwelled on causation. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause, and everything happens according to the law. That was our last lesson. Today's lesson is on gender. Gender isn't everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. All planes. The word gender is derived from the Latin root meaning to beget, to procreate, to generate, to create, to produce. A moment's consideration will show you that the word has a much broader and more general meaning than the term sex. The latter referring to the physical distinctions between male and female living things. So the sex determines, they were born with feminine parts. That's a feminine sex. They were born with masculine male parts. Their sex is male. Gender, however, just means to create, to generate, to produce. And of the two genders, which do we associate with creation, procreation, generating? More the feminine aspect. Now, we say that God is masculine, but the masculine is supposed to protect the feminine. So we're going to go into a little bit of this. The office of gender is solely that of creating, producing, and generating, and its manifestations are visible on every plane of phenomena. So this is in line with the most ancient Hermetic teachings, which has always identified the masculine principle of gender with the positive and the feminine with the negative poles of electricity. Not saying that feminine energies are negative, but that everything has balance, right? Yin yang. The latest scientific teachings are that the creative corpuscles, or electrons, are feminine. Science says they are composed of negative electricity. The Kabbalin says that they are composed of feminine energy. So electrons are negative negative electrified. Feminine corpuscle becomes detached from, or rather leaves, a masculine corpuscle and starts a new career. It actively seeks a union with a masculine corpuscle, being urged thereto by the natural impulse to create new forms of matter or energy. The part of the masculine principle seems to be that of directing a certain inherent energy toward the feminine principle and thus starting into activity the creative process. But the feminine principle is the one always doing the active creative work, and this is on all planes. So if we think of that, then God would be more of a feminine, not a masculine, because the feminine, it says right here, the feminine is the one always doing the active creative work. And this is on all planes. But God is both masculine and feminine energies occurring at the same time. Yet each principle is incapable of operative energy without the assistance of the other. In some of the forms of life, the two principles are combined in one organism. That's how we get the asexual creatures. And you know what's crazy is, so I don't know if you've heard me say this on stream or not, but I had a cyst on my ovary. They had to go in and remove this cyst. What it was is an undeveloped fetus. I was actively creating life inside of myself without the help of a masculine energy. However, it says right here, in some, well, you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but in some forms of life, the two principles are combined in one organism. We also have asexual creatures out there who will create life on their own because they have both principles in one organism. We also have organisms out there, fish actually, that once they reach a certain stage, they will change. What is the fish? Let me look it up real quick. There are actually 9 species of fish that change gender. That is interesting. Fishes that change gender. Did you know that the clownfish changes gender? Yes, clownfish are sequentially hermaphroditic, meaning that they develop into males and then into females once they mature. So all the little clownfishies, they're all boys until they reach maturity and then they become female. The aggressive female is on top. If she dies, the largest male clownfish changes into a female and becomes the next alpha. Wow. Asian sheep's head race. The fish is referred to as Kobudai in Japan and is one of the largest species of race, WRASSE. They are native to the western Pacific Ocean and live in rocky reef habitats. The Kobudai changes from female to male once it reaches a particular size and age. So the clownfish go through maturity and change to female. Or if the alpha female dies, then the largest male will turn into the female. The Asian sheep's head race, they change from female to male once they become big enough and old enough. The mangrove rivulus is a cute little fishy. Kind of looks like a little, interesting. The mangrove rivulus lives along the coast of Florida, Mexico, Central and Southern America. It is native to Hawaii. It lives in the coral reefs. They are hermaphroditic, and they can self-fertilize by producing both sperm and eggs, although there are some males that also exist. But they are self-fertilizing. Although most of the small fishes are female, they possess the ability to transform into males. Salmon, wow. I did not know that. Salmon are synchronous hermaphrodites and possess ovaries and testes. Unlike the mangrove, they cannot self-fertilize, but they will swap roles in regards to which partner lays the eggs and which one fertilizes it. The black sea bass, they start life off as females and then they change into males once they reach about 2 to 5 years of age. The broad-barred goby. It is a reef-dwelling fish native to the Indian Ocean, and they have the rare ability to change sex both ways, from female to male and vice versa. A damselfish. Oh, it's so pretty and blue. And damselfish are known for their bright colors and patterns. They live in the tropical areas and rocky coral reefs, and females have the ability to change into males when the need arises. Yes, sweetheart.
You said VR game is gonna be
Coming out soon. Nice.
Yeah, March.
We're learning that there are 9 fish that change sex.
And Mom, can you not say that on stream?
They change from male to female.
Oh.
They change gender. Sorry, they change their sex, their sexual organs.
Oh.
Because we were reading, it says some forms of life, 2 principles, the feminine and masculine principles, they're combined in one organism.
Mom.
What?
If you had a MetaQuest 3S and if you play his Schmackle update, it's Lunar New Year stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because it is the Lunar New Year, huh?
There's a snake because there's Schmackle.
Oh, let's see.
And everything's SH. Snake. And they have the
Yep, because the Lunar New Year it starts on Wednesday.
Wait, where was he from again? The red with a star?
China.
No.
Japan. Korea.
No.
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Yeah. Land, I think. LAN. Lunar New Year. He said with those dragons and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's Lunar New Year.
Yes, Wednesdays. Wednesday, January 29th, on 2 days. It is the Chinese New Year. And this year, it is the Chinese Lunar New Year, yes. And this year, it is the snake. The green wood snake, to be specific. That is coming up, huh? Oh, all right. The ribbon eel. Well, that's kind of funky looking. The ribbon eel is a type of moray eel that is found in Indo-Pacific Ocean off the coast of places such as East Africa, Australia, and southern Japan. And every ribbon eel is born a male that has the potential to change into a female later in life. And the black porgy. Black porgy is this type of sea bream found in waters around Japan. It is a fast swimmer and an aggressive predator. And like the ribbon eel, they are born male, and then they change into females at around 3 years of age. So all these people, like, oh my god, why are others having sex changes? Oh my god, you were born with that body. You should, like, be happy with it. Oh my god, why are people putting themselves through this? That's so weird. You're transgender? Oh my god. Dude, it happens in nature. No, nobody messaged anything. I'm having conversations with people that aren't there.
Yourself.
Pretty much with myself right now, yes, but it's for people that may watch in the future.
And it's like YouTube. You talk to yourself.
You break the fourth wall. Yes.
No. Breaking the fourth wall is what
Oh, we know we are in the TV system. And we know you're watching us.
Okay,
Hello.
can you stop that?
Is it creepy?
No.
Oh. Oh, they're gonna unsubscribe. I have 50 YouTube subscribers. 140 something, I know. So, what do we learn from this? We learned that everything has masculine and feminine energies. We learned that some organisms have both. We learned that there are, alone in nature, 9 different fish that change between feminine and male and female.
He was sitting on the tank either to protect him because he likes him or to just wait and eat him.
Yeah.
I think it's because of he was protecting him because he was sitting on top of the
Was he looking at him?
flap. No, he was just like staring at the wall. Does that mean he was protecting him?
I don't know.
Were you
Maybe.
protecting him? Were you protecting him?
All right, those are the. Give me my mouse.
You can understand me.
Thank you.
Yell at me.
All right.
He does not understand.
He understands you just fine.
Okay, so do cats actually listen? Do cats hear humans as meows or normal?
That's normal.
Okay, do they understand it?
Yes, I do believe
Buddy.
that they do.
Were you protecting?
And if they have a translator, like if they have buttons, they can learn to talk to us in our language too.
So if I had a button.
What's funny is most humans will train their animals to talk to them, and most people.
So if I had a button and I said, press this button if you're protecting him, and he pressed it, I'm okay with him being in my room.
Is your door open right now?
I don't care if he gets in.
As long as you have the hamsters.
No, this time he was pawing at the screen.
As long as you have the food on the flap so they can't open it, they'll be okay.
I don't need to refill his dish.
His food dish? No, but maybe his water dish. Alright, we're gonna go sing now. You know, when we all want God to be here, we all want to go home. We all want this heaviness to end. I was sure by now, God, you would have reached down and wiped our tears away, stepped in and saved the day. But once again, I say amen, and it's still raining. And as the thunder rolls, I barely hear you whisper through the rain, I'm with you. And as your mercy falls, I'll praise your hands and praise the God who gives and takes away. And I will praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hands, for you are who you are, no matter where I am. And every tear I've cried, you held in your hand. You never left my side, and though my heart is torn, I will praise you in this storm. I will remember when I stumbled in the wind. You heard my cry, you raised me up again. My strength is almost gone. How can I carry on if I can't find you? But as the thunder rolls, I barely hear you whisper through the rain, I'm with you. And as your mercy falls, I raise my hands and praise the God who gives and takes away. And I'll praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hands, for you are who you are, no matter where I am. And every tear I've cried, you hold in your hand. You never left my side, and though my heart is torn, I will praise you in this storm. I lift my eyes unto the hill. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I lift my eyes unto the hill. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth.
and I'll praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hands, for you are who you are, no matter where I am, and every tear I've cried, you hold in your hand, and never left my side. I know my heart is torn. I will praise you in this storm. And though my heart is torn, I will praise you in this storm. Peace, folks.